CIA, and Ada and Sony is involved in the process. I'm very glad about that. Okay, this is a very nice place. First time I come here. I feel very comfortable, and today we are very welcome. And some of my old friends has been here today. I'm glad to see you today. And also some not first time. Also, I'm very glad today we spend a little bit of time, and not just for CDD hours. Yes, we can do a little bit of serious study about Yin-Yang. So this is a very interesting forum. This is called Science Forum. Right? Science is the Western medicine, Western science. This TCM is TCM. But call it Science Forum, I think is very good. I like this. I like this term. So science means, in my idea, it means like we presume that we try to get the truth from based on this evidence and facts, right? To get the truth. But it's very similar for us, autism practitioners. We also want to get the truth, but also we have to be based on facts and evidence. And also, we could look a little bit more deeper. We could look at what behind the facts and evidence. That's also very important, because TCM, the whole TCM theory, ask lots of questions, lots of studies, thinkings about what behind the facts and evidence. Today, it seems the Yin-Yang concept is very profound and inspiring. And possibly we can get some ideas, inspirations from this term. And Yin-Yang is so important and basic term of the TCM. If we don't talk about Yin and Yang, it's not TCM. So it could be like that series, okay, in my understanding. So for some practice, according to my practice, when I come here, Ada saw me asking me, what topic are you talking about? I said, yes, maybe I talk about the Yin-Yang in the practice. If I talk about the Yin-Yang, maybe not so many people are interested. But if I talk about the Yin-Yang as a clinical practice, it will be more attractive. Yes, of course, we want to talk about the Yin-Yang. The purpose is to get the values from the Yin-Yang, and also can be applied successfully in our practice. So that's the key point. That's very important. Okay. So, but of course, talking about Yin-Yang is a very big project. It's a very deep project. So I only look from my point of view. From this picture, there's a Yin-Yang symbol there. I look from my position, and everybody, you have your own position to look the same point. With the same topic. I hope today I share my understandings about Yin-Yang and everybody contributed to this forum. Then we make a very comprehensive and better understanding about the Yin and Yang. So your participation is very important. Thank you. Okay, we pass this one. So there will be 5 parts today. So Yin-Yang concept is the origin. And while I talk about 3 implications of Yin-Yang, then exploring the values of Yin-Yang and case studies. I have 6 case studies today. And this next part, the last part is question and discussion. So your involvement is very important, but maybe today we don't have too much time, or we have to look at the time, or try leave as much time as possible to us and to invite everybody to join. So Yin-Yang concept is the origin. So I also this question in my mind for a long time. I'm dealing with Yin-Yang every day. As everybody, we're dealing with Yin-Yang every day. So when I saw this picture, this is a spiral galaxy. Spiral galaxy. This picture. Oh, this was amazing picture. This is the universe. This is the galaxy. All right. What is it seems that some laws, some patterns. It's not just the stars here and there as we can imagine. It has some pattern. Right? It seems to be a periodic movement. What's the driving force? What's the facts and evidence? What's behind the facts and evidence we can see? Is it possible for we understand this? So I think that possible lots of people in the history will think about these questions. We think about our positions in this universe. We think that we find something very interesting. We don't know how we can understand that. Do we have some way to understand that? Possible. So this is like a Chinese clock. This is a very old clock in history to recall the time. Recall the time of the day. Yeah? So it's recorded time of the day. It's called 日归. Okay. Actually, it's reading the shadows of the sunlight. So you can read what is time. They classify as 12 times, equal to one time is 1 unit of time equal to 2 hours. That is how we say the 子时午时. That is how it comes. And then this is the actually it's a sun's relatively movement. Relatively, actually, the sun is not moving around the earth. Actually, it's earth moving around the sun. But comparatively speaking, the sun is moving, so showing the circle and the clockwise. All right, this is one way to record some of the period, some of the time of the universe. Reading the sun. Okay. And from there, people seems to want to know more about what is happening. So this is the familiar, everybody familiar. This is the Tai Chi diagram. When we think about Tai Chi, this is Tai Chi diagram. In Tai Chi, it's a yin and yang, yin and yang. That is how yin-yang comes from. And how this picture comes from. Is this imagination? Is this a superstitious idea? Is that a strange symbol? Everybody knows. Right? Some of the content, excuse me, I have to repeat to make my presentation like a more smooth processing. So some of the terms you know, but I have to repeat, right? And how they made this diagram? Actually, this is naturally invisible hand drawing this diagram. Generally speaking, this is the same as the Chinese clock, 日归, and they put a pole in the middle. There's 2 poles, 1 pole in the middle, 1 pole just on the side, and the peripheral. So from the Dongzhi, the shortest day, to the longest day, you put the poles in the center. So every time, every midday, at 12 o'clock, lunchtime, you have a record. So it's 180 days.
Does anyone mind? Just so that Skype people can see.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Is
that's
that all right?
fine. Yeah, good.
Okay,
No, it's no better.
it's better.
They can't see
Okay.
the screen very well. It's okay. So
All
carry
right.
on.
All right. So, and then after that, from the 夏至 to 冬至, the longest day to the shortest in this direction, they put on there, on the peripherals, day by day, so 180 days. So, these 2 combined together becomes Tai Chi diagram. So, this is very interesting thing.
You just move this table up. It's be
All right.
nice if they could see the diagram. 'Cause
Okay.
And
Thank you.
thank you.
So actually, this gives us lots of understandings and inspiration. Is that right? This symbol reveals lots of very interesting things. So, because of this symbol is very obvious, it's a shadow part, and it's a non-shadow part is light part. So the shadow part, we name it as yin. The light, sunlight, name is yang. That is how its original word meaning. Because the yin means shadow in Chinese language. One of the meanings is that yang means the sunlight. Also, this is very natural. This is very natural. So, because of this term, because this is a record of the nature. Alright, so people spending a lot of time to study this symbol, they have lots of understanding from this symbol. So that is why the whole alright, we'll talk about this term already. So Yin-Yang, expanded meaning, alright, adding brightness, movement, expressions, okay, and growing, ascending, dispersing, dissipation, external, sorry. Yang, on the other hand, is yin. That is so simple, right? Because of this term, it's a great creation. It's revolutionary creation, I think, because then people becomes very busy because of this term. So we can see the Bagua, 5 elements, right? And heaven stems, earthly branches, 5 yin, 6 qi, 5 yin and the 6 qi. Oh, have very basic factors, basic phenomena is yin and yang. All right, we can see from the photos. These are 5 elements. Sorry, so this is like a congenital Bagua, acquired Bagua. You can see also in the Bagua there's the yin-yang symbols as well. This in the Bagua, this long one representing the yang, yin. This 2 long representing yang. Sorry, this is yang, this is yin actually. And so you can see, this is the heavenly branches, earthly, heavenly stems, earthly branches. All include very basic conceptions of yin and yang. This is like 5 yin 6 qi. It's about climate changes are of a different year. 60 years is a cycle. Yeah, this is very deep knowledge in Beijing actually. There are 7 chapters talking about these changes of the weather. This also, we have to use the yin-yang's idea, yin-yang's thinking to understand how it works. What's the process? So yin-yang is so basic. So after my study, my understanding, so I learned the broken knowledges. Piece of knowledge there. So because TCM is so big, but I only find something common. Something common is that those yin-yang. If we know the language of yin-yang, we can explain all of them. So later on, I'll share more about what particularly what was that. So we'll talk about like 3 implications of yin-yang. 3 implications of yin-yang. So talking about 3 implications of the yin-yang, we have to know a little bit about the Chinese culture, the structure. And actually Chinese culture is all from the Yi-Jing. Yi-Jing is very basic of Chinese culture. So all the TCMs from Yi-Jing, and the Taoism from Yi-Jing. Sun Tzu, word of art from Yi-Jing. Fajia is a very old like a legal system. They're from Yi-Jing. Confucians from Yi-Jing. So we have some ideas, we have some understandings from Yi-Jing, because Yi-Jing talk about 3 principles, 3 laws. So yin-yang also can have the same meaning. So that is how I put like 3 implications to the yin-yang. Right? I think because after I studied Yi-Jing, I realized we can use the same way to understand more about yin-yang. So Yi-Jing what's the three principles of Yin? Yin talks about three principles of Li, Xiang, Shu. What is Li, Xiang, Shu? Maybe I'm not translating correct. Laws and images, pictures, photos, okay, and the numbers. Everything. Yin discloses the fact that everything that includes three implications. So Li is, and the characters of Li is non-changeable. It's never changed. If something changes here and there with conditions, it's not a law. Right. So, and the images is very simple. Why? Because we can see, we can feel. And the numbers is changeable because it's numbers. Yeah, have sequences, series numbers. So we talk about a little bit more about that. This is a very important term. This is a very important term to understand Chinese culture and understand TCM as well. So I will talk a little bit more about how can I put on this one. Oh, law. Law is about the reasons, principles, laws, mechanisms for everything. Every existing things, there's some laws, there's something unchanged. There's some patterns, right? Everything is the same. So maybe we'll discuss a little bit more about that. And but images is also very interesting. Images. Actually, what is images in the Yin understanding? Images is something we can sense. Not only in the pictures, only use our eyes, not only use our eyes, use our hearings, the sounds, using our smell, taste, different smell, different taste to use our mouth, different feelings, hot or cold, dry, dampness, use our skin, body to feel, ear to hear, what's the voice, different voice. 矫治工商语 different tongue. Smells, of course, actually images in the mind as well. Because all the images is formed in our mind. So this is a very interesting thing, very interesting topic. Maybe we can discuss about it later when we have time.
Will you be giving this, is there any way we could get what's on the screen sent?
Yes.
Thank you.
And numbers, we talk about it, numbers always changing. Numbers means changes. And it can refer to certain classifications. For using 1, 2, can be classified something like acquired background. They have 8 numbers, very important numbers. So that 1 belongs to sky. Today, this year, or this coming year, tomorrow is a horse year. Horse year also belongs to 1. So you would say 1, the whole classifications go there. So it might be a little bit similar to the numerologists here in New Zealand. I heard something, people study about numbers. Yeah. And also when you think about see the numbers, the changes there. So when you talk about 1, so you know the following will be 2. When you talk about 2, you know the following will be 3, and the previous will be 1. So actual numbers is very good to explain something that's changeable. And what is more important is these 3, these implications is in 1. Don't separate it. We can understand in a different way, but we have to be link them together to understand. For example, talking about the laws, Li, and images, Li and Xiang. When we talk about the laws, images inside. when we talk about images, the laws inside. The laws inside already. Also, this numbers and images is also closely related. How do I use the example to say that? And we just mentioned something, numbers and the images. The numbers including the classifications of something. For example, this horse here is number 1. And the 1 could also represent the sky, representing the old name, right? Large intestine, and white color. So all the bright red color also can be representing 1 can representing. So the numbers actually is inside images. Also numbers not only include include changes, also include images inside. Also numbers have laws inside. When we talk about number 1 is like a horse, like a perfection, like the sky. The meaning, the laws inside already. And numbers and images and the laws can be changed, can be swapped. Yes. Laws have images. And what can I say? And yeah, just like Confucius says, 1 yin and 1 yang means Dao. All right. So the Dao is similar to laws. So they have yin and yang images inside, and also have numbers inside finally. Okay, this is so important, but unfortunately I haven't prepared enough information to explore a little bit more. But this is very important, so I leave that for you to study yourself.
Where would you recommend studying that?
Okay, so this is from Yi-Jing. Yi-Jing, yes. Yi-Jing, I get these ideas from Yi-Jing, but I applied in the Yin-Yang understanding and the Yin-Yang and the TCM.
Yeah.
I applied the principles and the way of learning from Yi-Jing to TCM, because TCM is from Yi-Jing. But, this is some understandings about Yi-Jing. Sorry, previous page. I missed some page. Okay, so is the Yin-Yang really have this? We have facts and evidence from this understanding. Is I imagination? No, we have facts and evidence. So in Su Wen chapter 5, they're talking about Yin-Yang's law of the sky and the earth. So you see, the law included in Yang. And the sky and the earth is the pictures and images. Alright? Su Wen chapter, I think everybody familiar. Today we just review a little bit. So the matter of change. Yin-Yang is the matter of change. So Yin-Yang includes change. Chapter 5 is very important, talking about the general principles of Yin-Yang. And the root and the beginning of life and death. Alright? Life and death. The house of spirits. Alright? And accumulation of the yang becomes the sky. Accumulation of yin becomes the earth. So we see also focus lots of images inside yin and yang. So yin yang is so profound. Actually, they include these 3 implications of the principle from Yi-Jing. So I'm not an imagination. This is facts and evidence. And talking about more details about the laws, as we can see, something I changed, never change. And so Yin-Yang is integrity and independence. So we just review these principles. as we know. Yin-Yang, integrated and independent. It's a kind of unit. We always see the diagram. Lots of understanding from the diagram. So that's why there's a truth from the image. So even though we face the images, we get the truth. So that's why we need to face the images every day. We need to read the classics every day. Because words also images. We need to face them honestly and generally reading them, connected with them. So we get the knowledge, get the understanding, get the wisdom from there. So Yin-Yang, integrated and independent. It's independent. If you only have yang, there's no yin. Disappear. If you don't have sunlight, how is the shadow? If no shadows, sunlight. Where's the sunlight? All right. So it's integrated and independent. And the yin-yang is opposite and contrary. All yin-yang always plays in the opposite way. All right. It's very interesting. Yin-yang is always opposite. If it's not opposite, it's not yin-yang. And the yin-yang is rooted as transformable. Yin-yang is rooted and transformable. These concepts, these ideas is very important for our practice later on. I show you to demonstrate some of my experiences. It's rooted and transformable. So yin-yang is growing. Yin is growing to the top, then transform to the yin. But the yin transformed to reached its extremities, is transformed to yang. And the yin-yang is actually it's the same. If you look at the wrong one, it's the same stuff, but it is have a different we have a different understandings.